Hello again, fourth graders, and welcome back to Math Workshop. We're going to continue our study of Unit 5, which is all about fractions and also strategies for division. Today, we're going to continue our work with fractions. You remember from our last lesson, we were learning how to decompose fractions into smaller pieces. One way to do that is by using unit fractions, a fraction with 1 as the numerator, but there are also lots of other ways to break fractions into smaller pieces by adding up the numerators so that it equals the same fraction. Today, we're going to also think about different ways that we can use those smaller fractions to make bigger ones. So we're going to basically do the opposite of what we did in our last session. Today, we're going to concentrate on the whole for fractions. Basically, in this lesson, fourth graders, you're going to be given lots of different pieces, and you're going to be asked, okay, if I know one piece of the puzzle, one fraction, how many of those fractions do I need to make one whole? Today, you're going to need your fraction circles to help you with this lesson. Not your fraction number line cards, but you will need your fraction circles. They're going to come in really handy. So what you're going to do is you're going to think about how many smaller fractions there are and how many of those will you have to put together in order to make the whole. So the last time we took the whole and we broke it up into smaller pieces. Today we're going to do the opposite. You're going to see a box that looks like this in all of your journal questions today, and your job is going to be to fill in what is the whole. But you're going to have to really use your fraction circles to figure one out. So let's do one together so you can see what I mean. You're going to get questions like this. If this piece right here, and I'm going to trace it in my notebook. You probably would want to do the same in your notebook, just so that you can look back on your notes later. If this piece right here is 1/2 of the fraction I will get, what is the name of my whole? So I have to ask myself, if I put 2 of these together, because my denominator is 2, I'm going to need to get another one of those little pieces, and I'm going to have to put it right next to each other, right? 1/2, 1 part out of 2. Here's 2 parts out of 2. So now if I look at this, I can see, okay, well, if the rule was that this is half of what I'm going to end up with being the whole, as soon as I put the second piece, I know that that makes the whole. You can see barely the names of these fractions. This fraction is called 1/10. So if I have 1/10, and that's half of my fraction, and I add another 10th, now I have 2 parts out of 2, 1/10. 1/10 plus 1/10, remember we did this in our last one, equals 2/10. Now we're going to look through our fraction circles and we're going to say, okay, well, is there another fraction circle piece that I can find that is the same size as these 2 pieces? What would the whole be? Well, I look through and I also pay attention to the denominator. I know when we were comparing fractions that in order to find a fraction that's going to be equivalent or worth the same amount, it has to be a multiple of 10. So I'm looking through my fraction pieces and I'm saying to myself, 6 isn't a multiple of 10. 8 isn't a multiple of 10. 4 isn't a multiple of 10. Oh, wait, I think I got it. What about fifths? 1/5. Fifths are a multiple of 10. Okay, well, let's see. If this purple piece is supposed to be half, okay, and then this is the other half, whoa, that means the whole is actually 1/5. That's the name of the whole entire piece. So do you see? We're not actually filling up the whole. We're not going to fill up the red circle every time. What we're going to do is we're going to use our knowledge of decomposing fractions, but we're going to work backwards. We're going to recompose. We're going to put them back together, these smaller bits, into the whole piece that it goes to. This is a little tricky. So we're going to do a couple of examples together so that you can get the hang of what I mean. And then you're going to have some time to try on your own. Let's do one more. Let's try this. If this what if I said this piece is 1/2? Do you see how I did that? Oh my gosh, Mashtunga, you're so crazy. If this piece right here is 1/2, 1 piece out of 2, that means I need another one of these so that I can have 2 pieces out of 2. Let's try that. I'm going to put the other one down. Now I've got 2 pieces out of 2. Okay, let's look. These are fourths. So if I use my unit fractions, 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 2/4. And I know that this is 1 piece out of 2. So this fraction is the name of the whole. So now I'm going to look through my fraction circles and I'm going to ask myself, okay, well, what are multiples of 4? 6 isn't a multiple of 4. 8 is a multiple of 4, but if I use 8s, those are way smaller pieces. And I'm trying to get bigger because these 2 pieces make up 1 whole. So what's another multiple of 4? Thirds. Nope, 3 isn't a multiple of 4. That's too small. Remember, I want to be bigger. 12 is a multiple of 4. I can skip count by 4 and hit 12, but I'm not trying to get to 12. I'm trying to get to 4. So I have to skip count by something smaller so that I can stop at 4. Well, the only other fraction piece that I have that's smaller than 4, but I can skip count and get to 4 is this pink piece, 1/2. Okay, now let's see if that's true. This piece is supposed to be 1 part out of 2. Okay. And this is supposed to be the other 1 part out of 2. So what makes the whole? When I put both of these pieces down, my 1 whole is the 1/2. So do you see? We're not filling up the red circle. We're filling up whatever makes the whole out of when we put these small ones together. Let's just try one more super quick, and then you're going to be off on your own. Let's try if, what's our whole? Okay. If this equals 1/3. Okay. So this little piece is 1 part out of 3 parts I'm going to need to make the whole entire thing. So I need to put 3 of these together in order to find out what my whole piece is. I'm going to mix up my fraction pieces to see what I'm going to do. Okay, well, here's my other one. Here's 2 pieces out of 3. I'll trace that for my notes so I can look back on it later. And here's 3 parts out of 3. I'm going to change this to fourths. I just decided on the last minute. Okay, if this piece is 1 piece out of 4, I've got another one that's 2 pieces out of 4. I've got another one that's 3 pieces out of 4. So now I need the 4th piece. 4 pieces out of 4 is a whole entire thing when the numerator and the denominator are the same. 4 pieces out of 4. Okay, so 1/12, that's what this fraction is called, plus 1/12 plus 1/12 plus 1/12, those are the unit fractions, equals whatever my whole is going to be. So 4/12, I need to find another fraction circle that's a multiple of 12. So I'm going to want to find something smaller than 12, but something that I can skip count by and get to 12. Let's see. I know that fourths is a multiple of 12, but that doesn't make any sense, right? I still have extra. I know that 6 is a multiple of 12 and it's smaller, but I would need 2 of those. That would mean 2 wholes, so that doesn't work. What about thirds? 3 is a multiple of 12. It's smaller, so let's see. If this is 1 part out of 4 parts that I need, that means that all 4 of these should fit on my orange 1/3 piece without any gaps or overlap. So let's see if that's true. 1, 2. So far, so good. 3. Oh, this might be the money one. 4. You got it, friends. 4/12 equals 1/3. 4 times 3 equals 12, so that makes sense. So my 1 whole is called 1/3. So today you're going to go forward in your journal pages. You're going to be working on page 157, and you're going to be examining this exact same question. You're going to get an example of a question that looks like this. So they're going to show you, if you have this and it equals this fraction, how many of them do you need to make the whole? And what is the whole's name? And you're going to be using your fraction circles to solve that today. So don't get discouraged. You might have to try a couple of fraction circles in order to get to the right answer in the end. You might have to mix and match a little bit like I did, but remember to use your knowledge of unit fractions and also use your knowledge of multiples and skip counting. That will help you. So today you're going to be working on journal page 157. Since these are kind of quick, you're going to be doing number 3, number 4, and number 5. As always, try the journal page first. Check your work, and if you find that you're successful and you've done a really good job getting the right answers, awesome. Go ahead and do the exit ticket before you go back to the math boxes. If you do the journal page and realize, whoa, I do not know what's going on and I probably need to do a few more examples with Ms. Jungle, be sure that you let me know in the chat or you send me an email so we can meet before you give the exit ticket a try. Off you go, 4th graders. Best of luck finding the whole for fractions.